sometimes the devil is in the details. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. The rise and fall of the Squadron Supreme. This is from the 2020 run by Jason Aaron. In the absence of heroes, sometimes a void is left. And when Earth's mightiest heroes are nowhere to be found, sometimes you need a new group of heroes. And when a team of heroes shows up out of nowhere and they seem to be too good to be true, well, maybe you should really start to think about who and where they came from. So that is where we start our story of the Squadron Supreme, and we have a very powerful team, and we will start off with the leader. Marcus Milton, also known as Hyperion, was born in the heartland of America, or so he says. He's ideal as far as a leader. He's fast, super strong, he can fly, he's got any of the powers you would want in a Superman analog, and he's all about quote-unquote truth, justice, and the American way, or so he says. Our Wonder Woman analog here, Zarda, the Power Princess, she comes from a floating island called Utopia, and she is everything that Wonder Woman is. She's strong, powerful, fierce. She doesn't ask questions, and she just kind of smashes her way through, and then after everything is said and done, then she'll start to ask her questions. So she is definitely a force to be reckoned with, and also a very expensive figure on the secondhand market. And then we have Dr. Spectrum, who is armed with a power prism, and it kind of just copies Green Lantern's powers. He can kind of manifest whatever he wants. His name is Joseph Ledger, and kind of a crappy figure. He's the only figure in this set with pins other than Hyperion, but because Hyperion is a mixed match, he's got pinless legs and pinned arms, etc. But Doc Spectrum is a lame character, and he looks lame, and he's just supposed to be like Green Lantern. And what Justice League satire would be complete without a speedster? We have Blur, who's obviously fast. Stanley Stewart is his name, and he can outrun light itself. But he's just a propaganda machine. The government tells him what to say and feeds him information, etc., etc. So he's just constantly hearing government broadcasts and radio signals in his head, and he just listens to them unapologetically. He's just like, yeah. So he's essentially powered by propaganda. And then lastly on our team, we have Nighthawk, who is our Batman analog. And this is actually Nighthawk 2. And his name is Kyle Richmond, and he's a strategist. He's always planning ahead. He's always ready for a battle before it happens. So yes, a very Batman-esque character, especially with the name Nighthawk. And where did these heroes come from? Well, that's a very long and twisted tale. Kind of a demonic tale, actually. But one man was in control of the Squadron Supreme, and in fact, one man was being controlled by another, and this man was Phil Coulson. Mephisto had taken control, warped his mind, and he used Phil Coulson to create this Squadron Supreme. So using reality warping magic, he created these heroes out of nothing, and they are pure machinations of Mephistopheles, Mephisto himself, all powered by Phil Coulson. So these are not good guys, these are bad guys, and any team that's powered by Mephisto is probably up to no good. And having seen enough, a light at the end of the tunnel begins to form, and through that light, the Avengers are visible. And when the Avengers return, they will right any wrongs that were done, and a disservice was being done. Justice was being bastardized by these evil creations of Mephisto. So the Avengers had to do what the Avengers do best, and that was whoop the crap out of some fake heroes. So, they clashed, they fought, but by the end of it all, of course, the Avengers stood tall, and the Squadron Supreme had been defeated. At the end of it all, Nighthawk, who was disheartened by the news of his creation, he walked away, he disappeared, he was like, I'm out. The Blur, he just fell over, kind of just gave up, and Zarda vanished. Dr. Spectrum was reprogrammed, and Hyperion believes that he's always been a hero, and he did nothing wrong. And yeah, that's the status quo for a lot of these characters. Trying to do more of these things. Squadron Supreme is another one that I had planned for a long time, and I've been talking about it, but I hadn't done it. So now we finally did it. And the way I faced them off, I was like, all right, Iron Man, Batman, they're kind of analogs. So there's Nighthawk, and then Thor versus Hyperion with the godlike, and then Power Princess has a shield, Cap has a shield, so I put them together. And then I was just like, all right, throw Black Widow in there, throw Miss Marvel in there, and throw Hawkeye in there randomly. He's not really fighting anyone in particular, but it kind of makes for a dynamic scene, and you can see it here in the back. So yeah, that is the story of the Squadron Supreme by Jason Aaron from 2020, I believe. Did I say 2020? Am I right? Am I wrong? Give me a second. Yeah, it was from 2020. But yeah, that's the Squadron Supreme of America. Obviously, they're a play on the Justice League, and they're just evil, demon-created versions of the Justice League and the Avengers. And it's another case of, hey, let's turn the heroes, the main heroes, into bad guys and see where it goes. And there's a lot of other Squadron Supreme stories. There's some that talk about preemptive justice, and there's some that the earliest one is kind of separate from everything else. But yeah, Squadron Supreme, they pop up and out, and this is the most recent one, and that's the one that we got Marvel Legends of. So yeah, I figured I would talk about it. So if y'all enjoyed this video, smash like, hit subscribe, become a channel member, because channel members, they get to see these types of videos first. Make sure you're entered for my giveaways, which is one coming up is Retro Carded Venom. Be kind to your local LGBT community. Comment, let me know if you like this, if you want to see more, what comic run I should do next, how your day is going. Just say, hey, I love you all. I will see you next time. Happy Pride Month, and bye-bye. Mwah.